From WNEP, the news station, this is 2024, a look back.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of Newswatch 16. I'm Stacey Lang. We have had a phenomenal year of good stories that maybe made you laugh, smile, or even shed a tear. We're going to start by taking it back to the start of 2024 when many things were put on hold because of the bad weather. But one thing the storm could not stop: the birth of a baby. Newswatch 16's Courtney Harrison spoke with first responders in Lackawanna County who helped welcome a new life into the world right in the middle of a storm.
Dispatchers at the Lackawanna County 911 Center received many emergency calls this past weekend, but there was one call that dispatcher Michelle Rawlings didn't expect. Early Sunday morning, she answered the call about a mother in active labor in Greenfield Township, a first in Rawlings' 8 years as a dispatcher. Rawlings says it was a nerve-wracking call, and she needed to keep everyone calm until help arrived.
We usually have some sort of time updates, but it's not always 100% accurate, especially with the roads being the way they were. I could say 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and it could really be 20 because of the roads, what they run into.
Several paramedics were already on the way, including Emily White-Lavich. She and her partner had a tough time getting to the home near Carbondale, but had some help.
The township department, they got right through. They plowed it right up for us. It was nice.
Back at the 911 center in Jessup, Rawlings flagged down her supervisor, Pat Jalot. He has experience as a paramedic to help explain what they needed to do in case the ambulance crew didn't get there in time.
You're trying to make sure that they have stuff to tie off the cord. Okay, we had to instruct them to get a shoelace to tie off the cord.
And good thing they were prepared. At 3:54 a.m., minutes before paramedics arrived, the sound of crying was heard over the phone.
It was a little hard to decipher, but confirmed that it was in fact the baby, and baby was breathing, and it was a girl, and you know, they were all super happy, and her name's Riley.
I walked in and Mom was smiling, and that makes me smile. So, and the baby was sleeping on her chest. It was just, I guess, magical.
Each first responder also received a special stork pin for helping deliver the baby under not so ideal conditions.
I'm gonna remember it forever, like the most special thing that could have happened.
These first responders hope to catch up with the family in the near future. Courtney Harrison, Newswatch 16, Lackawanna County.
Punxsutawney Phil had some competition here in northeastern and central Pennsylvania for this year's Groundhog Day. Newswatch 16's Jack Culkin spoke with one family in Lackawanna County looking to get their weather forecast from a different groundhog.
We have groundhog pillows. We have my daughter. She can stand in here and demonstrate this. I mean, this is amazing. If she was a foot taller, this would be amazing.
Guy D'Angelo's home near Clark Summit is all decked out for Groundhog Day. The man, who this time of year goes by I.C. Shadowski, is expecting about 100 guests for the holiday, but they won't be looking to Punxsutawney Phil for a prediction.
Noonan is the most wise power in the universe. He comes from other lands. He's a speaking, talking groundhog, and he will absolutely, without question, nail it again this year.
Noonan was named after his home, Newton Township. D'Angelo created him as a way to get back at Punxsutawney Phil for all the false hope he's given Pennsylvanians about the prospect of a shorter winter.
Phil has had it wrong for decades, and northeastern Pennsylvania has a definite different twist to the cosmos. We will see not 6 weeks, more likely 10 to 12 weeks.
This will be the second year Noonan will appear from his homemade oasis that sits on top of an old tree stump in the family's backyard.
There he is! The greatest weather predictor of all time.
It is amazing, like Noonan. Who wouldn't want to meet him?
We're gonna have backdrops, we're gonna have photo ops, you're gonna even be able to talk and meet Noonan.
Following Noonan's predictions, the family says there will be a fireworks show and most likely 12 more weeks of winter. Jack Culkin, Newswatch 16, Lackawanna County.
A school district in the Poconos welcomed a new addition to its classrooms. As Newswatch 16's Emily Crush shows us, a special celebration was held for Toby, the therapy dog.
The halls of Middle Smithfield Elementary are lined with students anxiously awaiting the arrival of a special graduate. Surprise! The graduate has 4 legs. Meet Toby, the therapy dog.
We're here to say congratulations to Toby. Ever since I met him, he was pretty good dog, and I really want him so bad. He's really cool.
At 5 years old, Toby has officially graduated from Love on a Leash therapy dog program. His owner, Susan Kulik, says they adopted Toby from a rescue.
He was found in a pipe with his sisters. We had lost one of our dogs 4 days before, and we adopted him because the house was way too empty.
The East Stroudsburg Area School District was looking to bring a therapy dog to its students. Toby got his training hours spending time at the elementary schools.
We understand the value of animal-assisted activities and the research behind it, but because we cover 250 square miles, it's a bit of a challenge to find dogs and owners that are willing handlers to come to all of our 10 schools.
Toby's handlers saying not every dog is cut out for a job like this, but his qualifications will make him a perfect addition to the schools.
He is very laid back. He's very calm. He's definitely a people dog. He's very friendly.
Not every dog can do this. Like, there was crowds around him, petting him. Not every dog would be able to do that. It takes a very special dog.
And of course, no graduation celebration is complete without a cake. The life skills class had the honor of baking one for Toby.
He was very happy. He was so happy. He ate it, and then it kind of a little spilled over with his food everywhere. And then, yeah, so he liked it. He actually liked it.
Emily Kress, Newswatch 16, Monroe County.
A man in need of a kidney donor and a stranger reaching out to help. We'll give you an update on their story when this special edition of the Feel Good at 4:30 returns. A Lackawanna County veteran who spends his time at the Jessup VFW helping other veterans was in desperate need of a kidney donor. Newswatch 16's Melissa Steiniger first shared Russell Canaveri's story back in March. After seeing it here on Newswatch 16, a complete stranger reached out to Russell to help. Melissa caught up with the two of them and shares their story.
Island too.
This is a nice place up here.
It is nice. I come up here and I read books sometimes.
At first glance, you would think Russell and Paula have been bonded for a lifetime.
Like I said, I love jingling beer. If you looked at the site,
you can
I
have
lost
one or two.
a lot of weight.
But the two were just strangers merely 3 months ago.
So you have to hydrate that kidney or I'm taking it back.
I hear you.
We met with Russell Canaveri back in March at the VFW in Jessup. Russell was in stage 5 kidney failure due to Agent Orange exposure while serving in Vietnam. Just days away from dialysis, he was looking for a donor. It just so happened the right person heard his plea all the way in Pittston.
My dad passed away 30 years ago and he was active in the VFW. So I became an organ donor then, after he passed.
Paula, not even knowing Russell, made the call.
I'm interested in donating a kidney. And he called me the next morning. He's like, this is Russell. What blood type are you?
From there, the two have gone through months of testing, ups and downs, and moments where they weren't sure if it would work.
And she called me and she's like, it's good. We're a complete, perfect match.
But they didn't need a doctor to tell them that.
My personality is somewhat similar to hers.
It's so funny.
And that's not in a good way.
He said, I don't have much patience. I said, yeah, I'm right back at you.
Since then, they found a striking amount of coincidences.
I played a lot of ball and I was just about drafted with the Pirates until I got drafted from Uncle Sam.
He played with my daughter's grandpa.
What started out as strangers 3 months ago blossomed into a friendship.
Well, you do know
Go ahead.
that I heard
Uh-oh.
that when you get an organ from someone,
I know where you're going with this.
You're going to take on some of my traits.
Characteristics, yes.
And I said, you're going to cry at commercials. You're going to watch Lifetime.
Yeah, I don't know what Lifetime is.
It's television.
Oh, okay.
And come July 3rd, that friendship will be bonded by the greatest gift, the gift of life.
That means there is a God. Yep.
I might be saving him, but he's saving me this year too, because I had a rough one.
Melissa Steiniger, Newswatch 16, Lackawanna County.
It all started with a parade down the streets of Williamsport, then they were up to bat. We'll take a look back at the Little League World Series and who came out on top with the championship title when this Feel Good at 4:30 returns. August 14th marked opening day of the Little League World Series in South Williamsport. 20 teams from the U.S. and all across the world competed in the two-week tournament. They came from all over the world, some as far as 30 hours away, but the shortest distance was traveled by the Mid-Atlantic region winners from Bucks County, PA.
I'm just so accomplished that we made it this far and we did all of this. We've been together for a lot of years now. This is my dream and now we're finally here.
After dozens of games across almost 2 weeks, the Florida team won the Little League World Series title championship here in Williamsport. Something out of this world happened in November here in Lackawanna County. Carbondale celebrated its history with extraterrestrial life at the first ever Carbondalian Festival, marking the 50th anniversary of a reported UFO sighting at Russell Park. Newswatch 16's Jeremy Lewan has more on the event.
Area 51, Roswell, New Mexico, and Carbondale, Pennsylvania.
I consider myself a UFO alien researcher.
People fascinated with life beyond Earth like Bill Weber know that the city of Carbondale is legendary in extraterrestrial lore. So much so that he
wrote a chapter in my book about Carbondale.
Exactly 50 years ago, a strange glowing object was reported to hover over this old coal mine pond behind Russell Park in Carbondale before plunging into the water.
She saw it hover over the pond for 5 to 7 seconds and then went down in. Isn't that crazy?
The tale garnered international headlines and drew tens of thousands of spectators from across the country, as well as a large police and military presence. Although a railroad lantern was retrieved from the pond, the military was extremely discreet during the investigation, and many reported to see a separate covered object carted away in a flatbed truck in the middle of the night.
I heard little tales of people that actually were there, and they were saying like a Russian satellite. The secrecy is what created all that excitement. Like, sure. Oh yeah, what was it?
I believe 100% it's real. It crashed 50 years ago. I don't care what anybody says.
To celebrate the alien anniversary of this peculiar phenomenon, the city of Carbondale hosted the Carbondalian Festival in the heart of downtown.
I grew up right down the street from where it happened, and I remember the day that it happened. So now, 50 years later, being able to celebrate it and bring people out to enjoy the story, I love every bit of that.
150 people boarded the extraterrestrial express train from Steamtown Marketplace to the festival. Others arrived by UFO. In addition to all the other festivities, local artist Jay Foe painted more than 50 wooden aliens to take over the town of Carbondale.
Back at Russell Park, the actual site of the landing, we have a UFO back there. We have a landing site experience where we have actors that are walking you through the experience.
And for those interested in a little bit of a thrill, you could board a tethered hot air balloon ride, of course in the shape of an alien, to be able to view the UFO crash site from a very unique perspective here at Russell Park. The truth of the alien incident will forever be cloaked in mystery, but it is clear what a strong grasp the event will always have on the city of Carbondale.
You know, rather than a legacy, I think it's more of our tapestry. You know, it's a piece of the tapestry. You know, we have such a rich history otherwise. You know, the birthplace of underground mining. You know, we're the first $1 million corporation in the United States. We're just an exceptional city, and this just adds to the great tapestry that we are. And I say, if a UFO did land, it explains a lot.
About the quirk of Carbondale, right? Jeremy Lewan, Newswatch 16, Lackawanna County.
What's the secret to a long and happy life? One woman thinks she knows the answer. Coming up on the Feel Good at 4:30, she tells us her secret as she celebrates a special birthday milestone. In October, a woman in Luzerne County celebrated her 100th birthday, and she credits her daily routine for her long and healthy life, including the characters here at Newswatch 16. Chelsea Srube introduces us to the birthday girl.
Candle? If you were wondering what to get someone for their 100th birthday, a bedazzled bread box might be a good choice.
Guess we know where the bread is.
Especially if it plays a role in a successful routine. Betty Cooper of Lake Silkworth says a long life starts at this bread box.
1 egg, 2 pieces of toast, 2 pieces of bacon, and what's the other thing? There's 4. Coffee.
Every day.
Every day. Every day I have the same thing.
Betty was born in 1924.
I was born in my grandmother's house in Shaytown, across from the orphanage.
After graduating from Hanover High School in 1942, she went to work in a factory in Lock Haven to make tools for World War II. Then she went to beauty school and worked in Joan's Beauty Shop in Plymouth before she got married.
I was married 68 years to my husband.
Betty has 4 children, 10 grandchildren, 16 great-grandchildren, and 1 great-great-grandchild. She's been around for it all, thanks in part to her daily breakfast.
Because it keeps me going all day. Now, watch her have the ace.
But she says her hobby of playing cards
I could have picked something else.
has had a hand in it too.
Oh, definitely. Playing cards and getting the numbers right, giving the right cards out. Right. That certainly helps if you play cards. Some people don't play cards.
Some people don't live to be 100.
You're right there. You're right.
And what would a game of cards be without something on in the background?
We have Channel 16 on all the time. I like it because when I turn them on, I know all the characters there.
All elements of her routine she plans to keep up.
And I'm going on and on. I'm not stopping.
Chelsea Strube, Newswatch 16, Luzerne County.
It's holiday haircuts for a cause. Coming up on the Feel Good at 4:30, we'll show you the event that's raising money for a women's resource center in Scranton. Finally, here on the Feel Good at 4:30, the Women's Resource Center in Scranton is a place of support and safety for anyone experiencing domestic violence. Every year, the organization hosts its annual Santa's Snippers Cut-a-thon. Newswatch 16's Valeria Quinones tells us what it's all about.
Blow dryers and hair clippers are roaring inside the Career Technology Center of Lackawanna County. It's all to support the Women's Resource Center in Scranton. Men, women, and children are getting their holiday makeovers for $15 at WRC's annual Santa Snippers event.
Because for some people, believe it or not, they only get one haircut a year, and this is it. So it's a family outing as well as a bonding time, and it's also great for WRC.
Barbers and hairstylists from the community donate their time for the day to provide people with a wash, cut, and blow dry. Colleen Patinato has been a part of the event with WRC for more than 25 years. She says Santa Snippers is one of her favorite days of the year, providing a little TLC to those who need it.
They are in need of feeling special and beautiful, and we give that to them, and it's really amazing to see.
For some, it's their first time at the salon in years.
Yeah, really? Yeah, it's been a while. I think the last time was 2014.
For others, this is a full circle moment.
It's really important to me because in the past I've needed help from the Women's Resource Center, and this is my way of giving back.
After their $15 haircuts, families can take a picture with Mr. and Mrs. Claus on their way out. Valeria Quinones, Newswatch 16, Lackawanna County.
That'll do it here for this special edition of the Feel Good at 4:30. There's a lot more still to come on Newswatch 16 at 5.